I'm Jana from Icon, and today I want to talk to you about Canopy range hoods. Not a common range hood these days, as more range hoods are going into power pack options. However, these range hoods have been around a very, very long time. One of the key features around Canopy range hoods are you can get them in a 600 or 900 length. The advantage of that is that if you have a 60 or 90 centimetre hob, you've got a bigger catchment area for that steam to rise. When you are looking at installing a Canopy range hood, there is a minimum height requirement that is dictated under the building consent process. So when you have gas, it has to be slightly higher than if you have ceramic or induction hobs. Between 60 and 70 centimetres are the minimum requirements. When you're looking at a Canopy range hood, most of the Canopy range hoods can extract between 500 and 1,000 cubic metres on the market. Be careful and don't get confused around the cubic meterage ratage, because a lot of manufacturers will measure cubic metres based on net and gross. So what I mean by that is that if it is gross, that means what the motor is capable of extracting. And some people will market that as 1,000 cubic metres. But once you put a motor into a range hood, it actually extracts less. And so that's when you get the net capacity. And that is what it extracts at the top of the range hood where the airflow is coming out. The average home requires about 500 cubic metres per hour out of a range hood for the meat and 3 veggies standard cooking meal. Anything above that is more of a bonus. With more extraction, you'll also get more noise. So one of the things that we've done in our range hoods is we no longer have 3 speeds in our Canopy range hoods. We have 5 speeds. And the reason for that is that when you are cooking, you do want flexibility with your cooking. So 5 speeds allows you to have that flexibility, which can increase your capacity in airflow, but it doesn't give you the big jet engine that you would expect with a 3-speed Canopy. We did an experiment about 7 years ago whereby we had range hoods that were 3 speeds, and occasionally we would get the odd phone call saying, hey look, my range hood is really, really noisy. So what we did was we kept the motor there but changed the speeds to 5 speeds. And since then we've had not one complaint over noise in a range hood. So it is extremely important that you look for a range hood that has more than 3 speeds for that reason. Most of our range hoods, Canopy range hoods, go to 2.7 stud height, and they have this telescopic flues, which means that they can go down as far as 2.4 or sometimes smaller than that. So that's also an advantage when you've got some renovation work that you're doing and the ceiling heights and so forth are already dictated by. The other thing to consider around the range hood is the delayed filter warning. So when I turn my range hood on, if I turn it on, this range hood remembers the last speed that it was on, so it goes straight to it. We are a creature of habit, and therefore we choose the same speed generally over and over again. So this one remembers what that last speed that you were on and goes straight to it. Now it goes up in small increments. I've got this on too. If I want to put the delay timer on, because let's face it, we should always have our range hoods running after we use it. A lot of people don't understand that or know that. So when a range hood is going and you put the delay timer on, it will flash. When it flashes, it's actually counting down 10 minutes until it turns off. The key around that is it's still, if you turn your range hood off straight away as soon as you've finished cooking, what can happen is those oils are still going up the flue, and as soon as you turn that off, they just drop wherever they are. So by extracting for 10 minutes after you've finished cooking, it means that all those yucky things that you want out of your home, and that's why you have a range hood, actually extract all the way out. So the delayed timer will turn off automatically. What I say to people is this: if you are cooking on 3 or 4, and you finish cooking, just take it down to speed 1 or 2 and let it extract at the lower rate. You don't need to have that high extraction when it's just getting through all the other little bits and pieces. The other thing around our Icon range hoods is that we come up with a C warning, and a C warning will tell you when to clean your filters. So what you'll do is you'll put them in your dishwasher, top tray, no detergent, because sometimes the detergent reacts with aluminium. So pop it in the top tray and pop it on a hot pot cycle, or otherwise just pop it into your sink with hot soapy water and just leave it there for a couple of minutes, and then just tap the excess water off your filters and pop them back in. Keep in mind that Canopy range hoods come out quite a distance, so when you're looking to install a Canopy range hood, make sure that you look at the tallest person in the home and make sure it matches their use in the kitchen. For example, if someone, the tallest person in the home is, has their range hood around about their eye height, they will hit their head, and that is a common problem. So make sure that you just lift it up slightly, if you can, to that tallest person, so that they're not hitting their head, and that's a really, really good technique to make sure that no one complains that their range hood is in the way of their cooking. The other thing to consider is if you have got consumers that cook a lot of stir fry and a lot of steam and so forth, the best Canopy range hood that you can get is the ones that have 3 filters, so the one to my right hand side, because that has a bigger catchment area. So that's always a really good option to put into homes where the cooking is more steam orientated, the bottling and those sort of cooking functions that they do. That would be the type of range hood I would suggest.